Hoi hoi! Ultra
Hello,
super late stream. Hey, a pickle. Hey, Issa, my love. Mwah. Lily,
Lisa.
Lily, welcome. Thank you for the UDS and the first. Not sure that's etiquette while at the tabletop with your DM to give under desk support, but I'm not gonna complain.
That's not gonna stop you from being a chaotic gremlin.
Okay,
Uh,
so as previously discussed, and as I've said to the rest of them, there's a good deal of RP that's probably happened before this, and so we're gonna gloss over that finer details. The point is, you've all agreed to go, to build a ship and
mhm,
stay a couple of months on Nar Shaddaa. Um,
yes.
for at least the first month, with loosey goosey time in between, right? Um, basically, at some point during the month, let's first roll our destiny points, shall we? Oh boy, off to a good start.
Oh no, I haven't even looked yet.
If you could
Oh,
just do me a favor and roll me 2 dark side pips, that would be grand. Damn it!
ah!
Light it is.
You're welcome. I love you.
I love you lots. Just gonna turn the music off. There we go. And now it's time for the ambience that is Darth Vader's lo-fi beats. Star Wars, yeah, indeed. Right, we are.
Wait, with the
Oh
puppy.
shit! Where did,
Star
where did
Wars puppy version.
Star Wars puppy version? Indeed. Right. Um, you've been dreaming of building your own ship for a while, and so as part of the dream almost, you decided to you convinced a cousin of yours a long time ago to basically like hold a hyperdrive for you. Um until you like had the funds. You made like
Mhm,
several promises, right? Uh, uh to said cousin, basically being like, hey, no, I've got a job lined up, I'm gonna get the money, I just need you to get it for me. And specifically, it's a hyperdrive, but it's a class 2 hyperdrive, which not only are immensely difficult to get a hold of, the fact that you managed to get a hold of one to begin with is like pretty impressive. um Basically, this is payoff for her backstory, effectively, and she's going to have to pay for it still.
mhm.
However, I wrote it actually. I haven't actually. Oh my god! I did everything for this except work out how much it cost. That's
uh, let me give me a second. It should be
so.
listed and fully operational. It at least lists class 4, but
Yeah.
it doesn't list class 2. But you should be able to do the math between it. Okay, here we go. Um a class 4 is 6,000 and a class 8 is 8,000 or 3,000 brain, sorry.
Okay, so a class 4 is, you said, 8,000.
6k. And class 8 is 3k.
Okay, I'm willing to see. Uh, Maybe fully operational actually has sort of
It could. I didn't
um
see if it had any attachments or anything. That's the one thing I actually didn't check for.
doesn't
I'm
have a fucking index, unfortunately. So
not seeing anything on.
Here we go. New vehicle attachments. Here we or plasma drill, reinforced armor plating, repulsor lift, sensor baffler. Okay. No. That. Is there any vehicle parts?
Mm.
Um.
I know you sent me a list of items, so
Okay, well, either way, a class 2 is like a damn sight rarer than a class 4. Class 4 is like your bog standard, like you can buy at any uh
yeah.
shop. Class 2, however, is like, that's actual like corporate tech, right? Like that's difficult to grab a hold of. So we are gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and say that it's gonna be 10k
Okay, yeah.
because a Hyperdrive 2 is really fucking good.
I am perfectly a-okay with that.
Okay. So,
Um,
um, go ahead and
I
remove
guess
10,000 because you would have wired your cousin the money, right?
yeah, I'm just trying to think of uh I guess that's one thing we'll have to discuss is how the remaining
Wait,
what
sources are
was it?
saying a minimum of 30k. What sources? At least on the black market. Okay, right. Um, in that case, we'll split the difference and we'll say 15k on the basis that it's family and friends discount.
Yeah, that's what I figured. My
Uh,
brain went, well, if that's the case, I'll probably just like family kind of thing. 15K.
um, so remove 15,000 credits
Yep.
as you
I
wire the
took
money.
15. I'm not touching the pre because we still haven't discussed how we're breaking that up. If it's just going to be between me, uh, Cone, and Besh, or anything, or how we're going to break that up. So I'm not going to mess with that money right now until we can all discuss it. But
Oh,
I
that
took it
was
from.
class. It was class 0.5, not a 1 or 2. Gotcha. Right.
I mean,
I,
15K I still think is good for a freaking. I'll do like an extra 5K for them doing the trouble and
I'm actually
like.
gonna. I'm gonna. In that case, I'm. No. We'll keep it at 15k. Um. Yeah. We'll give it 15k. So if you want to give 20k, you can give 20k. Either way, remove that much from your credits.
Oh yeah, I'm saying
You.
if you kept it at 10K, I'll give 5K as like an extra for like going through the trouble of finding it, different kind of things like that.
Either way. Class 1 is 10 to 15k. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Um.
Oh okay.
Uh. So we'll go ahead. We'll be kind, and we'll say it's a class 1 then. Because I'm soft and weak like baby. But we'll keep it at 15k. And so like once I define your cousin's just like, hey, great. I'm like, I like I'll deliver it to Shaddaa myself, etc., etc. I've got a shipment going there anyway, so
Mhm.
expect me in a week or two. Um,
Alrighty, thank you.
so you're like waiting around basically, and about a week goes by, and then you get a wave. Uh,
Okay.
and it basically it's a text message that effectively reads, uh, hit a small snag, full stop. Um, my ship's been detained on the way to hut space, full stop.
Oh no.
They're not telling me why why they're holding me. They're just holding me. I'd be willing to bet it's because I pissed off a hut at some point. Full stop.
You
You're
didn't
on
piss off.
Shaddaa, right? With a question mark. Do me a favor.
Yes.
Seek out a dude named Vrixus the Hut, and I don't know. Try negotiate with him. Get him to release my ship. Full stop. I think he
Yeah.
thinks I stiffed him on the last shipment. I didn't, for the record, but there was a miscommunication, and he was expecting more than I arrived with. So I told him I'd make good, but I guess not soon enough.
Is there what was it exactly you didn't is there any way you can get what he needs that you were you saying you're gonna owe him?
I've already got what he needs. Like it's just not there soon enough, I guess.
Oh, was this the shipment he was talking about?
Yeah,
Like he's bringing it right now?
that
So,
would be
okay.
the thing to take away from that, probably. Yeah.
Okay, so he has it with him right now. He just can't bring it if he's detained. Uh yeah, I'll see if I can locate him. Do you have an address or anything?
Nope.
Oh,
Go on, Nashla, you'll find him. Put some feelers out or something.
put some what?
Feelers out or something. I don't know.
Alrighty.
You're the one who goes gallivanting around the place. I'm just a trader, man.
Well, where do you usually take his deliveries? Like
I just
there has to be
arrive
somewhere
at
he
the
can start.
spaceport. He picks them up.
Yes, that's
Not personally,
I
obviously, but his guys pick it up. Is the point?
I guess that's a good place to start then. Uh is that where I would be looking for a commercial place to build my ship anyway, or would that be somewhere else?
No, that'd be the commercial starport, my love. That would be the equivalent of an airfield, um,
Got it. Okay.
or a port, right? You
Got
don't
it.
build ships at a port.
Well, I guess I'll go check out the port to see if
Okay.
there's any leads over there. Or
Um, I mean, you're not that far away from the port. You can easily go there, but like, what do you plan to do once at the port to like sort of see if you can find his guys?
well, do we still have contact with Caltho, or has he just dropped everything
I
after we were
mean,
able
you
to leave?
you you still kind of do, yeah. Um, he told you he'd be in contact once, like his people would be in contact once he'd sold the gem.
Okay. What was it? What was his name that I have to look for? Rex?
You're looking for a hut named Vrixus.
Rixus. Okay.
Vrixus.
Rixus. Okay. I don't know. I guess am I able to like ask around the spaceport, see if I can See if anyone would know, like, if he has people that pick up shipments, then I could probably find those people and talk to them.
Uh, After the initial contact, and he's explained everything, he seems to go silent. Whether it be because he's ignoring you, or whether it's because he's been disallowed from further communication, you have no idea. But any message you send to your cousin now will basically be met with deaf ears.
Okay. Does it still show as like delivered or
It does not.
I guess I'll head to the port.
Alrighty. You'll make your way through the busy streets of Nar Shaddaa towards the Carillion sector's spaceport. Uh, it's a fairly I mean, it's not only well put together, but it's also extremely busy, right? Like crowds of all shapes and sizes. Sort of like are constantly moving. If you've ever been to an airport, right? Like think that level
Yeah.
of like busyness, ships constantly coming in, leaving, that sort of thing. Looking around, like the place is fairly well secured. There's plenty of private security. Um, and everyone's sort of like vaguely always on edge. Um, as much as you see plenty of tourists and people who don't have weaponry and look like they're here to have a good time, you see just as many people who are, in heavy clothing and have blasters at their sides and are, taking food or drink in one of the various, like, canteens around the spaceport. It sure isn't a place that you can definitely blend into the crowd in. Judging by the like the depth and breadth of various people, um, you know, there are far weirder things in this crowd than you, so it's pretty easy to go unnoticed.
Okay.
If you would like to, I don't know, you're effectively looking for smugglers and such on the smuggler's moon. Uh, so we're gonna make it a daunting streetwise
Oh God.
to find someone that you can conceivably like maybe ask about stuff.
Streetwise? Oh my God, no.
Yep.
Oh God. So that's four?
Yep. For purpose.
Eh. Yeah, I figured as much.
No threats though. You look around, like you sort of stalk from hangar to hangar. And you know there's like any number of people that you could speak
Uh-huh.
to that might have something to do with the hut. Like, like you're not the most inconspicuous of people looking around. Go ahead and give me. We're gonna say a hard. So that's three purples. Um, not deception. Um, let's do skullduggery.
God, why do you do this to me?
This is just to look inconspicuous, right? Like,
What's the difficulty?
as I said, hard. So it's three purple. Three perps.
I thought two was hard. No,
No,
that's
that's average.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I fucking thought.
So, as you like, slyly, not so slyly, look around the starport looking for people that you might, might be able to talk to. One particular group that you think may have some promise, right? Um, you sort of sidle up on, and you do a really yeah, exactly. Ethan. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Uh, you know,
Uh, uh,
you do the reading a data pad while just leaning on a wall nearby, like job, right? And the conversation sort of dries up, and as you sort of realize this and you look over, there is a rather large um Deveronian sort of just standing over you, staring.
oh,
Can I help you, friend?
I I was just wondering if there was any place where maybe I can't never remember names. You said Vixus?
It's in the chat, my love.
Oh, Ash, you know how I am with pronouncing stuff. Vrixus?
Yep, that's right.
Okay. Where Vrixus's crew may
Never
pick
heard of
up.
him. It's not rude. It's not polite to eavesdrop. He's gonna lean down. What's your discipline? Oh boy, it's one green. Okay. Uh, we're just going to. He's going to tell you to run along and sort of give a give like a shooing motion. Uh, you can't really hide the reaction you have, and that is this dude is scary, right? Like uh you scamper away, and he seems at least mollified by the fact that you have fully retreated, right, without a word. Um, but unfortunately, you are left with not much to go on.
Give me a sec.
Oh, okay. I'll use this opportunity to quickly get a drink. Actually, I can hear. I just can't respond. So if you come back and want to decide what to do, yeah. You can also always phone a friend if you want help. So long as anyone's around, message other crew. Oh, Hey, Maddie C.
There, Maddie. Hi, Maddie.
Yeah, we can't hear anything in your background, my love, so I think you're okay. Or is it more a
Okay.
matter of you can't think because it's too loud?
I'm fine. Did you need me to roll anything or?
No, I just need to know what you want to do next.
I don't know.
Did you hear what I said before I went to get a drink?
Uh, I could phone a friend.
Yep. Issa just said that Besh is always a message away.
And I thought she was busy.
She is busy with her own thing, but she had a lot of downtime during her own stuff, so.
Well, I meant like I thought she was busy with Bam.
As in, Issa was busy?
Yeah.
I believe she's watching. She isn't that busy right now. I don't think she'll mind getting the opportunity to momentarily roleplay.
Get her mind off of it. I don't know if she's still there. Um,
Brown puppy. Expecting to astrogation hard. Look at you go.
yeah, yeah. Astrogation, both piloting and then mechanics. With one in brawl because I get that as my race.
Is that a you would like to message Besh and see if she can give you a piece of help?
Sure, might as well.
So you message Besh with do you want to word the message for me so she can hear like what you message?
Hey, I'm not sure where to start looking, but I'm looking for a Brixus the Hut. And I'm not sure where I can locate him.
She says, I don't know if I can do much, but I can try and find some underworld contacts for you.
Any help is better than none, I suppose.
Okay, are you ready?
Uh, yeah.
I'm gonna give you, Issa, I'm gonna give you what to reply with. Well, I'm gonna give you information and then you can reply in the chat with whatever you want, okay?
He's literally texting.
I swear this wasn't planned, Issa. I didn't plan this. It's just the way it's shaken out. And I just, it was completely unintentional. And this is just how it's shaken out. And I don't like, I mean, it's kind of hilarious, if anything.
Pulling Issa in from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, phone a friend.
Oh, did I didn't tell you, but there's a place in Germany called uh uh Miniature Wonderland. It's like the
Uh-huh.
biggest model train um like simulation in the world. It occupies like several buildings, and it's like a whole world that they've also like rigged cars and planes and boats up to, and like have set it on timetables so everything like goes around, and if you go there different times of day different things are happening, and it's all huge, and I promised Issa that we would at some point have to take a holiday to Hamburg and go there, and she was very excited by the prospect. uh Okay, so did you see what she said there? I'll read it out. She responds
Uh,
with, "A hut, huh? Well, if you need info on a hut, go talk to Reinar," though she spelled Reinar wrong, in the Karelian sector. Upper side, nondescript. Tell him Beshigal sent you.
yeah, he's just sticking to meme of all of us going to the same person. Uh, yeah, I guess I'll head up in that direction.
Gonna have to end up writing a lot more on Reinar because he's gonna end up being your guys' point of contact with fucking everything. Uh, okay. Do you head to where she told you?
Yeah, might have. I have no other leads. Might as well.
Okay. Um, 1 second. Uh, Tucked away in the bottom levels of the Karelian sector, you find a nondescript, like, small office building, sort of like, tucked between two much larger and more vibrant buildings. The post box outside simply reads Reinar, and it's Rynar. Um,
Oh, okay.
but as you enter the office, it is a dimly lit and cluttered space. The walls are lined with shelves filled with various trinkets, mementos, and one wall of like the opening waiting room that has a few chairs and what have you in it is like those film noir uh like partitions with the glass and like wooden panels. Um, do you know what I mean?
It's what, Ash?
One of those like film noir like office wooden like paneled wall with like frosted glass all the way across it, and a
Okay,
door
yeah.
with like gold
Mhm.
lettering. Yeah, like it's like one of those.
Okay.
As you sort of like enter, the door will open, and a rugged and weathered man, a few inches above average height, with a face, plenty of marks that lives on the edge, a prominent scar across his left cheek, adding to his rugged charm. He has dark, unkempt hair that falls just above his shoulders, and a scruffy beard frames his strong jaw. Think, whatever, Chris Hemsworth kind of beard, right?
Okay.
You know what Chris Hemsworth beard looks like? Yeah.
Uh, maybe.
Uh, it's not stubble, but it's a beard, but
Mhm.
it like sort of frames his face. It's not a huge one, right? It's very short. Um, uh, he's got piercing blue eyes, and he's dressed in like in worn practical attire. He's got like a brown leather jacket over a faded grey
Mhm.
shirt, and a utility belt with a blaster like on his hip, strapped around him. He's gonna sort of like poke his head through the door and say, "Dear God, another one. At this rate, I should install a revolving fucking door. Come in. Just gonna like sort of wave you in. Um, there is a collection of blaster pistols on the walls of his office.
Mhm.
Dimly flickering hollow screen displays incoming data feeds and encrypted messages that you cannot read, but that indicate a constant flow of information that passes through this place. A worn and weathered desk sits at the center of the room, strewn with data pads and holodisks, showcasing the organized chaos of his work. The air carries a scent of like stale cigar smoke, and there's like an ashtray on his desk with like a half smoked cigar. Um, he takes a seat in his swivel leather-backed, high back chair, and
Mhm.
like puts his feet up. There doesn't seem to be any like place for you to sit. Right?
Mhm.
What can I do you for?
Hi. Uh. Uh. I guess I could say um a friend of mine sent me a Shaddaa.
I see.
Uh.
All right. Yeah.
I.
No. I think I only just took a job from her, so that was fast. Holy shit. All right. He's gonna sort of like take his feet down, and he's gonna like this round. He's gonna like sort of like shuffle through his desk, picking out a data pad, receipt for no, I don't remember this report.
Okay.
He's gonna sort of intensely read a data pad that he picked up and went, huh, mistress, who knew? He's gonna put it away and sort of because he's sort of like shoves through the desk. He finally, this'll do. This'll do. Right. What is it you want to know?
um. I was hoping to find information on where I could locate Rixus the Hut.
You want to
Um,
locate him?
m- or at least have some kind of audience with him. He hit
You want an audience with
a,
a hut? Oh boy. Okay. He's gonna
well,
say,
I,
uh,
he a cousin of mine, his ship was detained, and he has the rest of the shipment for Vrixis on it, and he can't get here if his ship is detained with the rest of it. So I don't
so
know how
he's
else I
asking for
could.
an extension from Vexus, or like I need to know what I'm dealing with
Um,
here.
uh, not in.
Actually, never mind. I don't want to know. Let me just
I I
give
don't
me.
know the whole story. He's
Okay.
just not able to
Like,
get here with the shipment.
he's
Uh,
he's he's gonna wave his hands. Honestly, I don't want to know. The more I know, the more my ass is on the line. So let's just go with you want an audience with Vrixus, and if I could just, I'm not gonna be able to get you an audience with him. I might be able to find you his major domo, or at least someone to speak so you can speak to his major domo. Will that do?
I
I
believe
can't
that
set
will
up the
do.
meeting. I can just give you, you know, where to go.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
I
We're
yeah.
dealing
Thank
with like getting you to see a hut. If
you.
frankly, he's gonna open a drawer and he's gonna go. I knew it. Here you go. He's gonna put a data pad in front of you. Sign.
No sign.
Signing without reading it. He's gonna say, "My kind of gal." He's gonna
Mm.
take it and go. Yep, that's fine. He's gonna put it in the drawer. Okay. This is what you would call a hazardous job. So it's gonna be 3K.
Alrighty.
Jesus Christ, you're all loaded. He's gonna say, like he's gonna shake his head. I should start upping my fucking prices. Have you got the money now? Has to be in
Yeah, I do.
cash. Do you have to go get it out?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Come back in an hour. I'll have something for you and bring the money.
Alrighty. Alright.
like he's made nearly 10,000 credits off of you guys this month alone. Like this man,
He's
this man
he's
is just.
set. He's set for the rest of months to come to pay whatever he needs to pay. Uh,
Oh my god, Issa was already made a meme. Right now when our party exists. I smell profit! Like,
did she send it to you?
in the cantina.
Oh.
One of these days, you're gonna roll up to Reinhardt's office. He goes, "I have a surprise for you," and he's gonna take off a mask. I was Hondo the entire time.
No, not Hondo.
My good friends, Hondo
No.
Anaka at your service. Uh,
Help.
no, I just, I have to. I'm sorry, guy. Hang on. An hour go past. Presumably, you go and get the credits. But as you arrive back in the office, he's going to like sort of open the door to you and go, "All right, credits." Gonna hold out his hand.
Yep, I'll hand them to him.
How did you carry the credits? Out of curiosity.
Um,
Like, what medium did you choose to use after getting them out? Like, how did you store them and then carry them over? It's not hugely important. I'm just curious, like
I
how
mean, I guess
how
one of
Nez
those.
views the world in terms of like carrying this much money, right?
Uh,
Like,
I mean, I guess like I don't know. I guess like one of the cases that we've seen in like Clone Wars and stuff or something. I don't know.
I love the thought process. Nez showing her greenness in all things clandestine was like her
I
go
don't.
to. Her go to was clearly I have to put this in an unmarked briefcase. Right? Like,
I don't.
and then had it. No,
If
baby.
you
I'm not making fun of you. I find it incredibly cute, and honestly, it really fits Nez as the character to be like this much money has to be in a briefcase, right? Right? Right. Come on, that's so cute, and I love you so much because
and
without
you
thinking,
saying
like,
sorry, my brain just went to and you saying he probably got like 10K from me, Cohen and Issa
yeah,
or Besh. I know I wasn't the one that spent the most on him.
you weren't, you weren't, like, not at all. Yours actually was more expensive than some of the others in than one of the others because yours has hazard pay. What you signed, by the way, was a waiver, basically an affidavit that he can waive in the Hutt's face if they try and take up issue with the fact that, like, he's how you got into contact with them if things go south, right? It's just to cover his ass so that he's not responsible. Um, but you get given. He's like, cool. He's actually gonna look at the briefcase and go, I admit, not the first time that I've taken money in a briefcase, but not sure, why not? He's gonna sort of open it, check it through, yeah. And he's gonna sort of like
Listen, if
just
I'm
just
going to be
gently slide it
judged
across the
for
floor.
this, I will leave. Uh,
Uh, he's gonna hand you a data pad. Again, baby, I'm not judging you. I love the like. It's so delightfully in character for Nez to put it in a briefcase, because in her head, you know, she's doing clandestine dealings, and that equals briefcase. Right? Like, which is like, it fits your character because you grew up on stories of daring do and what have you. The amount of holovids that young Nez had of, like, you know, scoundrels of the galaxy and stuff like that, where they're always, you know, trading money in unmarked briefcases and, you know, doing combat rolls across hangars and like it's just like it informs our view of the world, right? Like and like Nez is very clearly influenced by all of this, right? She's probably in hog heaven because this office looks like something out of a holovid, right? like so he's gonna hand over a data pad and he's gonna say that is the major domo. Contact him, ask for an audience, and like it's up to you. But if you want my advice, because you seem like a good kid, so I'm gonna give this advice for free. Though, if you ever tell anyone I gave it to you, I've never met you before in my life. Don't go at him asking purely for a favor. You won't get in to see him. Make sure you have something of worth, or at least say you do. Then you'll get an audience. Alright? Though, incidentally, if you do lie about having something, you better, whatever you've got, better be better than what you said it. You seem like a good kid. I really hope they don't feed you to a rancor. He's gonna say. And then sort of just slap you on the shoulder.
You're literally scaring me right now.
Alright. See yourself out, he's gonna say, and he's gonna close the office door in your face.
I hadn't even stepped in. Then, God, him saying that has me scared now.
I mean,
Think of
the hut. Okay, so like what you would know about the huts as, like, you know, a fairly green person who is only really dealt with them recently and also via holovids, right? You basically have like the effectively like the gossip about what a hut's like, right? In the holovids, they were always, you know, low down, dirty deceivers. You know, you can't necessarily trust them as far as you can throw them, right? That sort of thing. Um, Jabba the Hutt was in several, though Jabba is often in the holovids represented as, you know, trustworthy and you know he only like double crosses the hero in, like, you know, super like mundane ways, right? Stuff like you know, throwing in with the hero as much as he's throwing in with the villain, right? You know, and seeing which one comes out on top. He's The Huts tend to be represented in like the literature that Nez would have consumed as fairly neutral things, right? Obviously, like Nez doesn't know that the reason that is because the huts are scary, and the holovids aren't about to, you know. It'd be like in the height of the Italian mob making a movie in New York about how awful the mob is, right? Like someone's gonna get whacked, right? Like it's just, yeah. Um,
I'm just
um, but as far as Nez knows, here's Nez's experience with the Hut so far. The only deal you've ever made with the Hut, thus far, seems to be honored. Right? Halthor
yeah.
hasn't double crossed you. It seems he might stiff you on some of the funds he's going to give you over the duel based on what his major domo told you. But Otherwise, he hasn't like double crossed you or anything, right? You handed over the jewel and he got you off of Bespin the same day with no hassle, right? He didn't double cross you, he didn't stiff you, he didn't fuck you up, right? Um so, you know, how much you believe Rhino when he says, I hope he doesn't feed you to a rancor is, that's entirely up to you. Um in Star Wars literature, the chance is not zero. Uh but, you know, there is a non-zero chance in any given heart interaction that you will be thrown into a rancor pit. Um, Generally speaking, it only happens if you displease them. But like,
Well, with what he said, I need to at least like try and think of something to like bring to the table to like offer to just be like, so I don't add, so I'm not, don't use the wrong
basically, to
words
get
and
yourself in the door, you've got to hint that you have something that Vrixis wants. Effectively, is what he's saying,
but
right?
I don't know what Vrixis wants. I mean, my cousin has what he wants on his ship, and what that is, I don't
Uh,
know.
But that does sound like something he wants.
That's fair, actually. Um, guess that's what I can mostly go
You
off
don't have
right
to know
now.
specifics. You just have to tell him that you can get him the shipment he's missing, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
that's
you got a text from Besh. Word of advice: if you're dealing with a hut, don't lie. Be honest. Treat them with honor. Provided you don't offend, you should be okay. Good luck. Gotta go sleep with an imp.
ah. She mean Imperial or
Yeah,
I'm just gonna I'm not gonna ask.
imp is slang for imperial in the Star Wars
Okay.
universe. So
And I'll
if you hear someone
I
say he's
guess
an imp or they're imps, they mean imperial, right?
yeah. What planet did he say did you say he had his ship detained on?
He didn't actually tell you where. He just said that he'd been detained going into hut space.
I thought you said like I thought you did name a planet.
Nope. I said the Imperials had detained him.
Oh, got it. Okay.
No, he just said Imperials are holding my ship as I like entered into hut space.
I have a cat meowing at the door.
Nah, kitty.
Whisper.
Sounds like you should
Anyway,
hashtag justice for whisper.
I
Um,
would let her in if Mimi wasn't so picky about having the cats in.
I know.
I want Whisper in. She's my baby. She's my baby kitty. I love her. But yeah, I guess I'll get a hold of the person that I guess find someplace that's kind of like I don't know, just like I wouldn't say quiet, but just like private, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'll yeah, I'll call the person that Rainer said to call.
Issa agrees. Justice for whisper. I think she's getting her own back for
Listen,
justice for Sun.
listen, if he doesn't give Sun justice, I won't give Whisper justice.
um. Okay. The connection rings a couple of times, and eventually, the hotline call connects, and you see a Twi'lek. They are a blue Twi'lek. They
Mhm.
have, the Leku is sort of like, you know, hanging like behind them. They're dressed rather fashionably. Um, and he just says, "Speak."
Um, I like um uh I oh crap. I don't give me a sec. I don't have a name for my cousin. Uh
Make one up. Use a
uh
use a generator.
yeah, give me a second. Give me a second. I need to get I've been saying he, so uh I'm DMing it to you. This is the first one and it made me laugh, so we're making this his name. Ross Brook. If that's how you'd say that.
Yeah, sounds like.
um I I have information on the shipment from through Ross Brook. And he told me to get in contact with Rixus, the Hut.
He sort of grunts. J will be no Leah Conta. And then the feed cuts out.
Oh,
He seems to have hung
well,
up after whatever he said. Do you speak Huttese?
no, I don't.
Okay. So you're not sure what he said.
Do I
But
have
it
T3 with me? I thought I was
uh
coming on my little journey with
yeah,
me.
yeah, if you want to bring him, no one else has. So
So he
do
just
you look at
appears.
do you ask T3 what he said?
Yes. If he understood it.
He says the only word he caught was contact.
Thank you. Thank you, T3.
Um do you do anything further, or do you want to wait a little while to see what happens, or like what's the next step, baby?
I don't fucking know. Um, guess I'll wait for a little bit. I don't know.
Okay. You sort of pull her around, right, waiting. And sure enough, after a about a day and a half of just like sitting on your laurels and being like, I don't know what to do next, kind of like, racked with indecision and uncertainty, you get you get a simple message from the number that you were given by Reiner, and it simply has a location and a time.
Um,
The location is longitude and longitude for the record. Um, so basically, you have GPS coordinates and a time, and that's it.
Right? Am I able to like guess like if it's like the same if it's in this city or is it like a total different part of the planet?
You have you'll almost certainly have you know shit at your disposal to be able to just look up where it is, and it is within the city.
And it was is the time for the same day like today?
Yeah, yeah, it seems to be because
Okay.
it's not like a previous time. Like
Mhm.
it's in a couple of hours.
Okay. Well, I guess I know where I'm going. Are you gonna join me for this one, T3?
This,
Okay then, you can come if you wish. Yeah. I guess I'll head towards the location.
he trundles along like after you. You see, but it's not without a certain amount of complaining. It
This is a bad idea. I'm
it
telling you, this is a
amounts
bad idea.
it amounts to him basically being, oh yeah, make me the bad guy. Like basically, you just said you can come if you want, but you don't have to, and then you left to a potentially deadly meeting. Meaning, if he doesn't come with you and you die, it's now his fault, right?
Trying to make it seem that way.
uh, oh no, Issa's on a meme making spree.
Oh my god, Issa. Oh, how is she just making these on her phone?
Probably. It's dedication right there. Um,
How she's able to locate these memes, who knows?
alrighty. You and T3 make your way around. Unfortunately, the location is in the red light sector. Um, and you get a speeder there. The speeder operator is he sort of like eyes you when you ask where you want to go, and then eyes the droid, and then sort of just shrugs in a sort of like to each their own kind of way. Um,
You aren't helping this. If I wasn't,
like
if I wasn't that scared before, I'm even more scared now.
the red light sector is exactly what you think it is, puppy. It's the place where all the casinos and the bars and the brothels are.
Oh,
And you're going there with a droid, so he was sort of just like, return, I suppose. Eventually you'd be dropped off, and you can make your way. Um, the place you make your way to is a fairly out of the way um area. It is
mhm,
advertised as the neon sign above the building that you're looking at, the coordinates of which are placed inside said building, is called the Spice of Life. Um,
okay.
and basically, yeah, inside it's like frosted glass, so you can't really see inside.
Mhm.
Um, do you go in or?
Oh, yeah.
As you open the door, a overwhelming smell of spice hits your nose. You are effectively in a hookah den, right? Uh, as you come in, T3 trundling behind you, uh, a rather attractive-looking Zeltron will look you up and down, and then look at the droid and say, "Ah, no droids. We don't serve his kind."
Um,
T3 looks between you two, and then
uh, we're going so bad.
baby, it's okay. Take it one step at a time.
Well, I'll be out as fast as I can, T3.
You gotta send him outside then?
Yeah, I guess.
He's gonna like slowly back out, but you notice that like as the door swings closed, he seems to be just like stopped in the alcove, like waiting.
Oh, baby. Oh.
Now, can I help you? Would you like a
Uh,
room, or do you have a reservation?
uh, I was just sent a message to come here at, I don't know, you didn't tell me the time on it, so I'm just gonna say what the time was.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's about the time that it said.
yeah.
Who to see?
Um, did he give me a name on who I was calling?
No, but you know who you came here to see, right?
Um,
Who did you call to see, my love?
Texas?
When you say that, she's gonna look her understanding. It's gonna pass, and then she's going to point like further down into the place. Where at the very like bottom of the hall you can see an elevator.
Lisa's at it again with like four more. Yeah, but I'll make my way to the elevator, I guess.
Okay. As you step into the elevator, the uh like the doors swish closed, and wordlessly without having to like press anything, the elevator seems to begin to descend on its own. It's a solid like minute of ride down. You don't know whether it's because the elevator is moving really slowly or whether it's really far down. Um, what's rather maddening is that the change of the elevator, like the speed of the elevator, changes like every couple of seconds. Like at first it feels relatively fast, then it feels really slow, then it feels like it just keeps like seemingly changing, creating an effect that the elevator almost is unsafe in some way. Uh, but eventually it like reaches a halt, and the doors slide open. You are met by a Wookiee. He is in front of the door. He is much higher than the door frame. He has black fur, a scar over his left eye, like from the top of his head, running all the way down to like just below it, near to where the mouth is, where there's like no fur. He's got like braids in his fur. He's wearing like a harness with a pauldron that's spiked. And he's holding a bowcaster.
Oh, what?
A
He,
bowcaster. It's like a crossbow, but it's blaster. It's a blaster.
okay.
He will growl at you in Wookiee and like sort of motion for you to get out of the elevator.
Okay. I'll follow.
I'm hoping that that description I just gave has made any of the real Star Wars nerds like excited. Okay. He said just with the excited emotes, she knows exactly who this is. Like,
Listen, I'm sorry, I'm not that deep like you guys
oh,
are.
I know. When we watch
Well, I
Book of
encounter.
Boba, when we watch Book of Boba, you'll say "son of a bitch." Like,
I know him.
as you step out of the elevator, as soon as you said black fur, he is a rather distinctive Wookiee. He will motion for you to put your arms out. Did you bring any weapons with you?
Can I use a light point and say I didn't?
Absolutely.
I didn't.
I will allow you to unequip one of your weaponry. Okay. Um, he's going to pat you down.
Can I also use that light point to say I'm like in my gala dress? Like I kind of tried to dance. Like,
I I'm gonna give you a piece of advice and say you shouldn't.
okay,
Looking fine and frippery will not aid you in this
okay.
endeavor. Okay. Good girl for using the light point though. Um, After patting you down, he'll sort of step aside and he'll motion for you to like go further down the hall.
Okay.
As you walk down, he will sort of like he'll give you a few feet and then he will turn and begin walking behind you. Eventually you reach a set of doors which slide open smoothly. Inside is a rather comfortable atmosphere. Light music drifts out from someone playing. It looks like a piano. Like
Mhm.
they're playing like gentle piano music, and like red like satin and velvet curtains like sort of like drape over a platform on which is seated a hut. To his right is the Twi'lek that you recognize, a protocol droid. On his right, there is a very scantily clad uh, Twi'lek holding what appears to be like a bottle of something.
Mhm.
She has a collar around her neck that you would recognize immediately as a slave collar.
Mhm.
And she's currently looking like she's got that like sort of meek presence of someone desperately trying to be forgotten, right?
Mhm.
um Around, seated on several like plush red sofas, are are various people, some of whom look like they're there not as a sort of like I'm enjoying my time, but as like bodyguards. You can see like
Mhm.
armor, that sort of thing. Um, okay. Now we need to describe Vrixus to you. He is a striking hut. He is of
Mhm.
slender build, which is very odd. You've often seen, like, pictures of Jabba, and you've seen Caltho, who's still quite thick, even though he's thinner than ordinary. Uh, he stands just over 2 meters tall. Uh, he has a vibrant blue-green skin, adorned with intricate patterns of black swirls and dots, resembling elegant tattoos or markings. Dressed in fine clothing and adorned with lavish jewelry that sparkles in the dim light. He exudes an air of sophistication and charm, despite his smaller size for a hut. You see him um doesn't look like he's moving like a normal hut in terms of like the way he's like sat because he's thinner. He seems to move, like be able to move with more agility than you'd expect.
Mhm.
Um, his piercing eyes hold a mixture of intelligence, cunning, and a touch of darkness. Um, but he will beckon you in, and it is a red letter day. And the reason it's a red letter day is because Vrixus speaks in common. Welcome.
I'll I'll politely I'll bow my head as like
Thank you, Kirstan. You
uh
can go. The Wookiee will like growl, and Vrixus shakes his head. Unimportant. Go. And Kirstan will. The Wookiee, I know his name. Kirstan will duck out of the room, the door closing behind him.
okay, I'll
Oh, just go ahead and name him fully, just so you guys, so everyone knows. If you don't know who Black Kirstan is, look him up. Uh,
me doing it.
Kirsatin rather, not Kirstan. Sorry, my brain is, pronunciations is hard. He's a very cool guy. Yeah, it's Black Kirsatan.
Oh.
Um,
Cool. Yeah, he looks really cool.
yep, that boy is a bounty hunter in in the League of Boba Fett. Like,
Bounty Hunter Wookiee, huh?
yep.
That's really badass.
Don't let him near any Tradoshans. He will lose his temper very fucking quickly. um, Black Chrysanthemum and Trandoshans do not get along. That
Sounds about
man
right.
will
Uh,
legitimately rip their arms off and be happy doing it. Um, Regardless of setting. Uh, uh, but yes. He's going to say, now, I hear you have my shipment.
well, I know of the shipment. My co- cousin boss was on his way bringing it
I'm
before
sorry, did you
he
say
got
Bosk? He's gonna say.
boss.
Oh, I was gonna ask how your cousin was a Trandoshan, but never mind. Carry on. Uh,
And he was on his way, but his ship got detained by some
By
imp
me.
by
There are these people under my employ. Yes, I'm aware.
and
He owes me a considerable deal of money. My cousin Bosk. Oh my god.
new Star Wars rom com. and he told me he was unable to be able to bring that shipment with it being detained. So that he sent me to
Negotiate on
detain.
his behalf.
Apparently.
So you say that he has a shipment for me?
That's what I was able to pick up from the last messages he sent me a couple days ago. Or yeah, I guess it would be a couple days because you said I was waiting for like a day and a half.
Yep. He's gonna sort of scratch his chin a little. He's gonna pick up a glass and like hold it out, and the Twi'lek is going to quickly fill it. And then he'll take one sip. Say, So, you think I should release his vessel and let him deliver what is owed to me? Why should I do that when I already have his ship? Take your time, my love.
I don't know.
Is that what you say to him? I don't know. Or are you just trying to think of what to say?
I literally don't know what to say.
Okay. Reason in your head, right? He's asked you if there's a reason why he shouldn't just take your cousin's ship, seeing as he has it already. Found it. Okay. So what benefit does your cousin still operating have to Rixus?
Won't be able to do any more shipments for him. I don't know.
Sounds like a reasonable statement, doesn't it?
Yeah, but since this shipment was screwed up, his point will probably just be, how can I trust? I don't know.
How will you know unless you try? Remember, a negotiation is give and take, my love. If you just fill in his side for it in your head, then you'll never get anywhere. You want to try and avoid thinking about what you like. Avoid deciding for him what he's going to say, if you can, and just come up with reasonable points that you can give. If he does fire back something you thought he might, that's a time to reorient. It doesn't mean you've lost, it just means that the negotiation has proceeded. Okay? Remember, there is nothing that you can say short of, I don't know, outright threatening to shoot him right here and right now and pulling out a blaster that
I
will.
don't have one on me, though.
Exactly, right? That's my point. There's no one thing you can say that would instantly ruin everything. Okay? Okay, that's not true. I'm sure there is, but you would have to try real hard to think of something. and then go ahead and say it anyway. Right? My point is, just bringing up what you think are obvious points is a valid tactic. In negotiations in real life, a lot of the negotiation is just pointing out the obvious. Right? Someone says, I'm going to sell you this, 911 for $5,000. And you look at it and it's got a giant fucking scratch in the paintwork that won't just buff out. And like you don't go, well, if I just say, well, it's got a scratch, you'll say, I know that's why it's so cheap. Like you say, it's got a giant scratch in it. I'm not paying you $5,000. It's got a fucking huge scratch. Like that's going to cost loads to fix. At which point he goes, well, yeah, that's why it's 5,000. At which point you fire back, oh, well, yeah, but given the cost of the paintwork, $4,000. And the negotiation continues apace. He knows there's a giant scratch in it, it's not worth $5,000. You know there's a giant scratch in it worth $5,000. But he's gonna try it anyway. So a lot of negotiation, a lot of conversation, a lot of give and take with this stuff is just stating the fucking obvious. Because there's always the chance that you won't state the obvious, or they won't state the obvious. Like, you can come up with, there is no such thing as a perfect plan. You can always come up with ways your plan can go wrong. Like, it is important to weigh, like, the ways it can go wrong against reasonable probability. So, if I say, okay, the plan is to storm Phrixus's palace, kill him, and then, kill everyone in the room, I'm going to be like, okay, well, in that case, we're going to need an army because he's going to have guards out the arse, right? And then you meet Black Chrysanthemum, and you're like, yeah, okay, I'm in trouble. Right? And so you decide, okay, maybe I won't just kill everyone in sight. Maybe I'll do it another way, right? Those are the times when you have to think about what could go wrong. But so long as you're not saying something directly insulting, there's no reason not to say it in the middle of a negotiation, even if it's really obvious. Because that's just how negotiations work, right? It's as much about what isn't said as what is. So, it's like when you're threatening someone, but you're doing it in a public setting, you don't just say, I'm going to kill you. You just imply that if they don't do what you want, things will go badly. Right? Which is, tantamount to saying, if if this goes bad, I'm going to kill you. But you can say it in polite company. Right? So don't try not to think about what he will say in response to what you say. Simply think about valid points to make and then point them out, even if they're obvious. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So with that in mind, what do you say to him?
Well,
Take your time to
it's to
formulate a sentence.
it's
Sorry, my
to
love.
my understanding.
You weren't talking on my end. Sorry. Continue.
To my understanding that if he's not able to deliver your shipment, he won't be able to make any more in the future if his ship is just kept detained, or get your current shipment here for you.
The purser's lips. A valid point. However, maybe I could give his ship to someone I can trust, who's never messed up a ship. They can use it to give me shipments. So now is a good time to think about what your cousin has that some other run-of-the-mill smuggler doesn't.
Can I don't know what you if you've written anything on him or what I would know like you would have.
Okay.
Uh
It's your backstory and your family. So what he has is mainly up to you. Right? However, there we've alighted on the thing, right? What is your family?
well, I know I talked to you about like their like fur traders, correct?
Yeah, they're traders in textiles, right?
Yeah, like
So,
with
what does your cousin have that a run-of-the-mill smuggler wouldn't?
give me a second. Give me a second.
You're absolutely fine, my love. Take your time.
I'm trying to see if there's like anything special that like comes from the home planet, but I can't find anything.
So think less about your home planet and more about your family. Like we fleshed out who they are, right? In terms of like what they do. We've also
Mm-hmm.
mentioned they're quite big, aren't they? They have quite a few ships. Is the idea? They have a
Mm-hmm.
You have a mini little trade, like it's a proper trade company that your family runs and owns that is run entirely by your family.
Mm-hmm.
So if your cousin is part of that, what does he have as by dint of being a merchant?
Not me sneaking into and seeing what Issa said in the chat. Guess he's not. I guess like the family name behind him, so he's a. I mean, I don't know if we've exactly talked about like how well known traders my family is. So
So okay, we can talk about that now. How well known of traders is your family? Or like we know what run they do, don't we? Remember which run they
I
do?
think we talked about we were looking at where their home planet was, and it was down in the where was it? It was down
Wasn't
in the
it?
lower
You're
right.
from Rutan, right?
Oh, Uvena Prime.
Uvena is right here. So the
It's a
two
part.
candidates were the Rimmer trade route and the Hydian Way, with the Hydian Way being far more lucrative.
Yeah, I think we did say it was going to be like 5. I think we were talking about that it was 5.
Yeah. Okay. So there we know that they are in their main trade way is the Hydian Way, which if you notice is the biggest trade route in the galaxy. It's the
Mhm.
longest one. Okay,
With all the other little routes going through it at least once.
exactly. Right.
So he so the at least Uvena Prime is the main home planet for my race, but um being around it probably they'd probably be on one of the planets that's like on the route directly, or they just fly from the planet right onto the route, whatever works. I'm not quite sure how trade routes or work in Star Wars.
So the biggest
Daisy
thing that
made
trade routes,
n-
the biggest thing trade routes do, obviously, is not only will they be where most supplies end up branching off with, they they denote major trade planets and stuff like that, but also see uh when it comes to astrogating a jump, up to date star charts are like vitally important for an accurate jump.
mhm,
The if you are traveling along any of the major trade routes, even if it's to the outer rim or wild space, you will have up to date star charts for that route specifically, easily available.
mhm.
So like think of them like literal, they're highways, they're hyperspace highways, basically.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, your family is at least big enough to have several ships, and they trade in the biggest trade route in the galaxy, right?
Mhm.
So, how influential do you feel they are with that information?
I actually haven't really thought of like a family name kind of thing. Like, because I mean, I'd say among my species, they'd probably be decently
Mhm.
because from what I understand of the race, they don't really leave their homeworld, but some have in order to like some have decided to travel and stuff, but most of them are
Most of them are merchants and traders that are doing
yeah,
so to basically
not
ferry profit back to their homeworld, not to like travel like
well,
like
it's more like not all of them leave the planet to trade. They let
yeah,
traders and outsiders come to them.
yeah. But some of them do leave to trade, and your family is one of
Yes.
those. So you're
Yeah.
definitely influential. Your family's name is definitely influential on your home planet, right?
Mhm.
I'd say you're also reasonably influential um, within the trading sphere of the Hydian. Not like, hut influential,
Oh yeah,
but
no. Like
influential enough that, like, anyone who frequents the Hydian way might have heard of your company, right? Um,
yeah.
but with that in mind, what does your cousin have that some run of the mill smuggler that works for Vrixus doesn't? Feel free to use Issa's suggestions as well, but also think about it from your perspective as well, what you think he could have, right?
Well, yeah, there's the legitis um I mean, for what I think is potential like better like getting through customs basically.
So, connections.
Yeah. Like,
So
easier connections and not being, like, a run-of-the-mill smuggler. Like, he does, like, other trade routes and stuff kind of a thing.
okay,
So, like,
cool. Tell Vrixis that. No need to be nervous. Just word it like you did there. You spoke about it really easily, right? Just
um,
say it with assertiveness towards Vrixis. This is good, chat. She's growing and learning, and I'm really proud of her.
Mimi's mocking me.
Why is Mimi? Don't make fun of her. This is really big for her.
She wants my mouse, my computer
Oh,
mouse.
oh, okay.
She's all like, my mouse, and pointing to it. And she's mocking me. Uh, but, well, he not only has connections through our family, but he is able to words are hard.
Okay, sweetie. Already said it. She did say it again.
he he is able to get through customs at a much easier rate than most. And I mean, he has been able to bring you most of your shipments with what I understand as little to no trouble. Um, and I do believe, like, not the average merchant has that kind of leeway in the major trade routes.
A valid point. Very well. I'll release his shipment, provided you do me a small favor.
Pain. Uh,
He's gonna smile. Not only will you be in my debt, and should I call on you again, you do me a favor. But you must convince me you're trustworthy. Another hut is, his name is Braxa. He has a shipment coming into Shaddaa today. Should actually already be here. In the spaceport. It's weapons. If I have it, I can turn a very tidy profit. Go to the spaceport, steal the ship, and then take it to, he's gonna click and the Major Domo's gonna, like, shuffle up the data pad with, once again, like, coordinates. Like just, like, on the other side of the planet. Bring it there, and your cousin's ship will be released.
I'm about to just say fuck it because I don't want to do this.
Why don't you want to do it, my love?
Because I was literally told not to ask for a favor or take a favor, and I don't want to do a favor.
He didn't say take a favor, he just said don't ask for a favor.
You said I have a favor to ask.
Yeah, the hut has a favor to ask. He wants you to prove to him that he can trust you.
Mhm.
1 second, people. We're just going to go on a teensy tiny break. Alrighty, sorry about that. That's something to sort. We're back. Right, okay. Puppy. He has given you a data pad with a location. He said that he wants two things, basically. A favor from you and proof that you can be trustworthy. How do you respond?
Yes, I'm just gonna take a minute and just think through my options. Well, if trustworthy is on the table, you can ask Caltho how trustworthy I am.
Also. Why would he know how trustworthy?
I can say we promised and we delivered. And if you just want to have a second opinion, just gotta ask him.
He's gonna narrow his eyes. So you're refusing the job? Remember, puppy, it's okay. Try not to think about how it can go wrong. Okay? Even if it's stating the obvious, state it.
Let's just say it's a job I would prefer not to do.
He's gonna scratch his chin a little bit. Why? If my intel on you is correct, you've stolen before. No? Hi, Lilith. Hey, Safi.
Hi, hi. Well, if you already have that information on me, I don't see how this would need to prove my trust.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a negotiation. We're gonna make it an average, so 2 purples. I will, however, upgrade 1 to red, because I'm nasty.
Of course you are. You upgrade the one I have 1 green in. Thank you.
You're welcome. I love you.
Go ahead and take that back. Yep, that's what I thought.
Okay, you failed, but you got a triumph. So I'm gonna consume that triumph. You still failed the check, but the triumph is gonna mean that you're gonna get what you want. You're just not gonna get it exactly what you want. Okay. Because the good news is
Okay.
that in narrative situations, I can consume that triumph to narratively drive whatever's going on. So Vrixus will sit back and say, fine. But the favor just got slightly bigger. If you agree that next time I call on you, no, make it the next 2 times I call on you, unless the job is big enough. We'll discuss details when I contact you next. And I ask you to do something, you will do it. Do we have a deal? Full transparency behind the curtain stuff. Accepting this will give you an obligation of 20 to Vrixus the Hut, specifically. Meaning that in any given session, there's a 20% chance that Vrixus will contact you and ask you for something. But it's also something that you can work off, right? It's not obligation is one of those things that you will reduce over time by,
Mhm.
doing stuff for him, for example. Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
What's the decision, my love? Do you accept?
Mm. Yeah, I'll accept.
Very well. He's going to look towards his major domo and say, "Tell them to release his ship. You may leave. I have your contact information. I'll be in touch." And he'll sort of like shoo you, and the door will open to reveal once again Black Chrysanthemum just sort of like looming in the doorway. uh... no, in fairness, it's very hard for a Wookiee not to loom.
Yeah. They're just tall teddy bears.
They're just tall teddy bears. Tall teddy bears that can rip your arms off with their bare hands. Remember, people, let the Wookiee win. Like...
Let the wiki win. Uh, and yeah, I'll leave.
Sorry, are you telling me to let the Wookiee win? Yes. Well, all right then.
Let the Wookiee win. What the Wookiee win? What the
Let the
Wookiee?
Wookiee win. Why is he
What the
saying?
Wookiee win?
Oh no, he's turned into Kripke. Uh, you will be seen out, and T3 will wiggle a whole bunch. Uh,
It probably could have honestly gone better, but
okay, I will say, baby, congratulations on the first of them all. To basically just be like, to just bypass like half of what I had prepared. Um, that's fine. Like, that's fine. Don't look at the stream. I'm just gonna highlight.
bad now.
No, 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 no. I'm just gonna show the stream something because okay. Players, I need you to not look at this. Everyone else is free to look. Um, so I'm just gonna highlight
Would I have gotten a reward out of it?
the reward would have been the hyperdrive, but you got that
Okay.
without doing it. Okay, you've read that bit. Now read this bit.
You're teasing me. You know I look so bad.
Just gonna highlight this bit. This is the bit. That's there we go. Some dramatic irony for you all. There we go. Right. But that actually concludes this interlude. I will be here tomorrow.
Oh, am I not? Okay.
What's that?
I thought I was going to also like go look for the hanger and stuff in this.
Um, that's gonna be a joint thing. my love,
Oh, okay.
because you would have done that shortly after getting on Nar Shaddaa. This assumes you guys have already sort of like worked out the finer details, because we haven't yet. That's going to happen on Wednesday. Okay.
Okay.
That's not me being like a like yes, you are going to be the one that primarily makes the ship, but everyone's kind of going to chip in for that, because you know, it'll help things along if they do, right? Stuff like boosts and what have you. Um,
Mhm.
Also, I don't want to have to make you negotiate for a hanger when you have other people who are much better at that sort of thing. Um,
Yeah, don't let the sucky one do it.
my point is, like, the hanger stuff is all a group venture, so you're going to be doing that together. The interludes are technically taking place further along the timeline when everything's going, as it is.
Don't let the person that has one green and negotiate do the negotiating.
Exactly. Yep. Alrighty. Thank you very much for watching, guys. We will be back tomorrow at um about 10 p.m. My time, GMT, or I guess BST now, but yeah. For the final interlude, which would be Fabia's. You gain 20 XP, Nez, because you're all getting
Okay.
20 XP for the interludes. And because that practically represents like all the XP you're gonna get on Nar Shaddaa, frankly. Um, because you are taking most of it to just build the ship. So
Yee.
see you tomorrow, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.